Partly cloudy, breezy day in South Yarmouth, about 10 pitches from a matchup between the YD Red Sox at 11, 11, and 7, and the Wareham Gatemen at 10, 14, and 5. Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue with you for the pregame, and we'll be calling tonight's action between the Red Sox and the Gatemen. 3 East teams coming up in the schedule for Wareham, including the game tonight, then 2 games at home against Chatham and Brewster, then a day off, followed by 6 Western Division games to close out the regular season. Those will all be huge games for the standings. With only 9 games to go, Owen, every game is huge for the standings, but especially that last week will be big.
Oh, it sure will, Jack. And we were talking on the way over here about those 2 games on August 2nd and 3rd. That first one home against Falmouth, and then that next one at Falmouth. And who knows where we'll be during that time. But given how close we are in the standings right now, Falmouth at 26 points, Wareham at 25, and Katuitt at 25 as well. I mean, it's the margin is razor thin right now. So those are going to be some huge games, and there are a few between now and then, certainly tonight, and Chatham and Brewster against some East Division teams as well. If they could snag one against Bourne, they've got a lot of chances, and it's going to be awfully close between those three teams trying to sneak into that number 2 spot in the West.
Let's look at the Western Division standings. Bourne well in first. They have already clinched a playoff spot and are a win away from securing the entire Western Division at 1.61 points per game. They're 21-4-3. Behind them is Falmouth at 0.96 points per game. They've won 4 in a row. Katuitt at 0.89 points per game, tied Wareham last night, who's at 0.86 points per game, and Hyannis in the basement at 0.43 points per game. What we're doing with those standings is we're just taking the overall points a team has scored and dividing that by the number of games they've played. And what it shakes out as is Katuitt and Wareham are about a game to a game and a half back from Falmouth in the standings based on those points per game.
Right, and again, I think it makes those games against Falmouth on the 2nd and the 3rd of August all the even bigger, you know. So Wareham, as this season as this regular season winds down, every game just sort of gets increasingly larger, and if they can get a couple against these East Division teams on such a season when there have been rainouts and there has been so much sort of chaos in a year when there's been so much chaos, the Gatemen, if they can stay strong, what you said, Jack, again on the way over here, is that they just need a run of a few games, 3 or 4 wins, and that makes a huge difference. So, they have a chance to start that tonight against YD, and they just hope to carry that momentum into next week and the rest of the season. This
is a team they've had some success with, 1-0-1 against YD. The last meeting, you have to go a little ways back. It was June 30th, a 3-3 tie when these two teams last met. Wareham powered by 3 solo home runs. Williams hit 2 of them, and then Diodati a home run as well.
Yeah, and Williams, of course, not in the lineup, but Diodati certainly is. So a chance here again at YD, and this is certainly a fun stadium to be in. Another one with no lights. So a good chance for Wareham here against a team, like you said, Jack, that they've had some success against. So they certainly hope to have that tonight at a very important point in the season.
And a very home run-friendly ballpark. Now, the darkness is going to be a factor. No lights at Yarmouth Dennis. 3 of their last 6 games have been called after 7 or 8 innings. So whoever takes the initial lead, very important here at YD.
Yeah, it sure is, and that's something that Wareham has sometimes had struggle with. They don't have too many come-from-behind wins this season, so they tend to do much better if they can get out to a quick lead, and then they're usually pretty good with hanging on to it. They've had some tough losses, but again, at a place like this, when it's very likely, even probable, that they won't play a full game, they'll play 7 or 8 innings, that if they can get a few runs early and just try to hang on to that lead and keep that going throughout the game, that's going to be very important. If they fall behind, that's when it gets tough.
We'll go through the starting lineup for the Wareham Gatemen. Leading things off, it's the left-handed hitter Tres Gonzalez in center field on a 7-game hit streak. He's followed by Jim Jarvis, who is DHing today, up from the 9 spot into the 2-hole. And batting third, Tommy Troy at second base. Batting fourth, Owen Diodati in left field. He's followed by Jimmy Crooks, who's batting fifth and catching. Sixth is Cameron James at third base. Seventh, Kellum Clark at first base. Eighth, Jack Brannigan at shortstop. And ninth, Devereaux Harrison getting his second start, this time in right field instead of left. Who are you looking for to have a big game today, Owen?
Well, Jim Jarvis, I'm really interested that they had him at DH, and he's had at least 1 hit in 9 of his last 10 games, and he has really accelerated his offensive production. And seeing him in the 2-hole again, not in the field tonight. At shortstop, it's Brannigan, and then at second, it's Troy. But we talked about Snedden and the Gatemen finding a way to get Crooks in the lineup when he was off a few weeks ago now, and very similar situation here with Jarvis. He's been one of their best offensive players and so good at getting on base. So I really like the Gonzalez-Jarvis 1-2 to start things off here.
Quickly run through the lineup for the YD Red Sox. Leading things off, the switch hitter Brooks Lee, back from Team USA. This is his 5th game since coming back and his first time in the leadoff spot. He's followed by the left-handed hitter Tanner Smith in left field, batting second. Batting third is Dominique Keegan, and he's catching today. Fourth, Cody Huff in right field. Fifth, Wyatt Hoffman at second. Sixth, Chase Luttrell in center field. Batting seventh is Zach Liu. at third base. And batting 8th is Drew Bowser at first. And 9th, Crew Robinson, who is DHing today. Now, who stands out to you in this lineup? Obviously, Brooks Lee jumps out, but any others?
Well, certainly Brooks Lee is the one that stands out. I'm interested to see how Tanner Smith performs. He had a good start to the season. He's just 1 for his last 13, so he's in the 2 spot. And we were talking about, as we were going over some of our notes for this game, how this is an offense that can be a little bit hit or miss. When they're on, they're tough, and they can score a lot of runs. But when they're off, they tend to be a little bit quiet. So I think especially early in that lineup, I'll be curious to see how they come out tonight. If their bats are going, they'll probably score some runs, and if not, it could be a quiet night. So we'll just see how it goes from their lineup, and I think the early part of their lineup really sets things up for their whole team.
Couple minutes away from first pitch at Red Wilson Field. We'll step aside for the national anthem and be back with that first pitch in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys,
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports,
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce,
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Bonstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce,
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos, but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Nearly set for first pitch at Red Wilson Field. Jack Sadighian alongside Owen Sughrue. Partly cloudy, breezy day in South Yarmouth. The YD Red Sox hosting the Wareham Gatemen. Red Sox at 11-11-7, and Wareham at 10-14-5. Gonzalez, Jarvis, and Troy, the first 3 for the Gatemen. And on the mound for YD, Luis Ramirez out of Long Beach State.
Yeah, Ramirez has been excellent so far this season. He's pitched 27 innings. That's the most of any pitcher for YD, and he has 2.33 ERA and 32 strikeouts, holding opponents to a batting average of just 161. So 2 good pitchers on the mound tonight, and like you mentioned, a home run-friendly ballpark, but certainly 2 tough pitchers on the mound for both teams.
We asked Devereaux Harrison about Ramirez because they both pitched for Long Beach State in the spring, and he said a great 2-seam fastball, a curveball, and a nice cutter as well. See if his knowledge helps out the Gatemen at all. As Gonzalez works his way into the left-handed batter's box.
Well, I've really liked the move to leadoff man for Tres Gonzalez. Happened about, I want to say about 10 days ago now, and he's really picked up his offensive production. We talked about Jarvis as well, and Gonzalez with team leading 14 walks, batting .313 since July 18th. So he's really picked it up. He's been great leading things off.
Also on a 7-game hit streak. First pitch to him is a fastball that misses inside. Gonzalez hitting .286, no homers, 10 RBIs. Leading things off in this East-West matchup, the 1-0 is grounded through to right field. Gonzalez now on an 8-game hit streak and starts the game off with a base hit.
Well, good thing Gonzalez, no stress the rest of the game regarding the hit streak. Gets things started off very early here, and we talked about the importance of the YD lineup, sort of getting things started in the early hitters for them, and I think it's similar here for the Gatemen, and they've relied a lot on those guys in the first 4 or 5 batters. And with Gonzalez leading things off, that is going to be key as this night goes on. If they can produce, that certainly is a big part of this Gatemen offense.
First pitch to the 2-hole hitter, Jim Jarvis, is outside for ball 1. Jarvis on a 4-game hit streak himself, 6 for his last 11 with 4 walks. That's over the 4-game span. Gonzalez on first, nobody out, and a scoreless top of the first. The 1-0 is a fastball for a strike on the inner half.
And Jarvis now batting .268 on the season, 6 doubles and a triple. He and Diodati, interestingly, both at Alabama. They both had solid seasons at Alabama, but both have been excellent here in Wareham, really taken off.
The 1-1. In the dirt through the backstop. Gonzalez advances to second, and he's going to hold up there.
Yeah, and it was close there for Gonzalez. He had a chance. That ball caromed, and it's a big, long backstop here at YD. Went all the way over to the Gatemen dugout. So Gonzalez kept an eye on things. Gatemen have had their base running miscues, so Gonzalez may be careful there to stay on second, keep the inning alive.
Gatemen with a runner in scoring position. Gonzalez on second, nobody out, and a scoreless top of the first. 2-1 the count to Jarvis, and the pitch. Jarvis bunts it straight back up the middle. It's handled by the catcher Keegan, who throws to first for the out, but the bunt does its job and advances Gonzalez to third.
Well, it was an excellent bunt yet again from Jarvis. Jarvis tied for second. The SEC led the tide with 7 sacrifice bunts this past season, and just another perfectly executed one there. Gonzalez to third. Still just one out for Troy.
Tommy Troy playing second base today. He DH'd the last 2 games for the Gatemen. Now back at second, hitting .289 with 2 homers and 11 RBIs. First pitch to him is a breaking ball for a strike. Troy knocked in the Gatemen's only run of the game last night in their tie against Catuit. A sac fly to right field. That would work just fine here to score Gonzalez. The 0-1 is cut on and missed. Fastball got by Troy. Quickly behind 0-2. Situational hitting has been tough for the Gatemen this summer. They lead the league in total bases, yet are in the bottom 3 in runs scored. The runner on third, 1 out, scoreless top of the first. 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball outside, 1-2.
And it feels like a lot of times early in games, too, the Gatemen have had some chances with a runner on third. Here we are again with Gonzalez, and they haven't always been able to capitalize, but we talked about the importance in a game like this that might not go 9 innings. Runs on the board early is key.
Darkness a factor in YD. No lights as the 1-2 pitch is chopped foul down the third base line. 3 of the last 6 games at YD ending after 7 or 8 innings. A ball and 2 strikes to Troy. Ramirez set at the belt. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball that hit Troy. Caught Troy just on the arm, and he takes his base. Now runners on the corner, still only 1 out in the top of the first. Scoreless between YD and Wareham, and Owen Diodati, the left fielder, heading to the plate.
Well, that's key there for Troy. He was down 0-2 in that count and took a breaking ball low and outside. So for him to get hit there and reach, Tres Gonzalez still on third, runners on the corners with just one out. Just buys a little bit of time with Diodati and Crooks up next.
Diodati hitting .255, 7 home runs. That's third in the league, and 22 RBIs, tied for second in the league. Off last night, his only off day this entire season. He started 28 straight games in left field for the Gatemen. And the first pitch to him is a breaking ball outside for ball 1.
It was so funny to look into left field last night and see Devereaux Harrison rather than Owen Diodati. He's been a staple out there in left field for Wareham all season.
Needs to deliver here. Scoreless top of the first, but runners on the corners and only one out. Throw to first to check on Troy. That gets past the base. Gonzalez is going to score as the ball gets out of play. Troy advances to second. Well, Diodati doesn't have to do anything. Just watch his Ramirez pickoff throw get past the first base bag, and it's 1-0 Gatemen in the top of the first.
Well, that was easier than perhaps anticipated. Gonzalez could just jog home after the pickoff attempt from Ramirez. And again, he's been so effective so far this season and shakier start than he's used to.
That pitch missed outside. 2-0 to Diodati. So Troy now the lone base runner on second. Still only one out in the top of the first. And it's 1-0 Gatemen. Two balls, no strikes to Diodati. Ramirez taking his time on the mound. A trip to the rosin bag. Now set at the rubber. Ramirez working from the belt. The pitch, another breaking ball outside. 3-0. Diodati's seen 3 straight outside breaking balls, and now there's going to be a mound visit for Luis Ramirez. Rare to see him struggle so early in an outing.
Yeah, very unusual here from Ramirez, and Diodati has faced so many fewer fastballs than he did to start the season. Obviously, that's the pitch that he's had so much success with, and a lot of pitchers go to the breaking ball, but Ramirez, after what's been a pretty shaky inning, going 3 straight breaking balls to Diodati, all outside, unable to find the zone on any of them. So, little visit for him, try to calm the nerves a little bit, get out of this inning, minimize the damage is his goal here.
Only one out into the game. It's 1-0 Wareham. Diodati has a 3-0 count, and Tommy Troy waiting patiently on second. Troy takes his lead. 4 or 5 steps off the bag. Ramirez paying no mind at the moment. Focused on Diodati. Now he glances at second. Another look, and the 3-0 pitch is a breaking ball low for ball 4.
And that's one, certainly not the pitch that Ramirez wanted, but a walk to Diodati, not a disaster for Ramirez. Perhaps still the most dangerous hitter for the Gatemen is Diodati. So a walk there, put the double play in play, so he's got a chance here to get out of this inning and doesn't give up a home run or extra bases to Diodati.
Jimmy Crooks at the plate. Another left-handed hitter. First pitch to him is a fastball upstairs. 4 of the first 5 hitters lefties for the Gatemen. And 3 of the next 4 hitters will be right-handed hitters. Runners on first and second, 1 away in the top of the first. 1-0 Gatemen. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A breaking ball low and inside.
And Ramirez really having trouble here. Now 6 straight balls. And hitting Troy earlier in this inning. It's really been awfully shaky.
11 balls to just 6 strikes in the inning. Wind blowing out to left field at YD. 2-0 pitch is a fastball inside. 3-0. Hitter-friendly ballpark. It's only about 350, 360 to straightaway center. 3-0 pitch. And there's the strike from Ramirez. A breaking ball that went over the heart of the plate.
And that's one certainly looked like take all the way from Crooks. And, yes, maybe it was the pitch he wanted. Fastball right down the middle, but I don't mind that call at all. Ramirez really been having trouble finding the strike zone.
A 3-1 is a fastball for a strike on the outer half. Full count for Crooks. Tommy Troy on second, Diodati on first. Ramirez only 1 out in the game, laboring with 20 pitches now in the first inning. Payoff pitch for Crooks. Cut on and missed. Got him with a nice curveball. Now 2 away.
Yeah, take some guts there from Ramirez to go to the curveball. We talked about the difficulty he had throwing to Diodati, 4 straight balls, and then similar with Crooks, 3 straight balls to start the at-bat, 2 fastballs to get the count back to full, and then went back to the breaking ball and got just what he wanted. Crooks a little bit ahead of it, so a huge strikeout.
That brings up Cameron James. First pitch to him is a changeup for a strike.
That one looked a little high to me, and to Cameron James as well. He shook his head a little bit at that one. That one seemed a little bit upstairs, but just must have caught the upper part of the zone.
1-0 Gatemen. 2 on, 2 out in the top of the first. Ramirez a look at second, now throws back there. Troy safe. Cameron James hitting 114 with a home run and 3 RBIs. He has 4 hits on the season. But 2 days ago, a 2-run homer against Orleans, as that pitch misses high and inside to make the count 1-1. The Gatemen are hoping that sparks James, who struggled at the plate thus far this summer. 1-1. Curveball for a strike.
Yeah, James got here only on July 12th, was 0 for 16 to start the season. And you mentioned that home run, 2-run home run. And he batted .264 this past season at Mississippi State at 12 doubles and 12 homers. So certainly has it in him.
The 1-2 pitch. Chopped foul down the third baseline. Troy and Diodati were on the move. Now they'll have to return to first and second. Wareham up 1-0. 2 away in the top of the first. Started 0 for 16, Owen, but 4 for 19 since then, which is a more encouraging sign with the home run and 3 RBIs. That pitch, a high chopper to the left side, backhanded by Lee, and he goes to second for the third out. Gatemen get 1 off of a hit batter, and a walk, leave 2 on base. Red Sox first chance in the bottom of the first after this.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes
One nothing Wareham. First chance up for YD in the bottom of the first. Jack Sadighian, Owen, Sughrue. It's Lee, Smith, and Keegan for the Red Sox. And on the mound for the Gatemen, their ace, Adam Major, the best ERA in the league at 0.48 in 4 starts.
Yeah, Major has been outstanding this whole season. His last outing, that was at Hyannis back on July 24th, went 5 scoreless, giving up just 2 hits.
First pitch to Lee, grounded to the right side, backhanded by Clark. He goes to Major, who's covering the first base bag for the out. 1 pitch and 1 out for Major. He's only given up 1 run in 18 2/3 this summer with 23 strikeouts. Great fastball and a plus slider. He'll be heading to Iowa in the fall, transferring from South Dakota State. 1 away, nobody on for Tanner Smith, the left-handed hitter, and the first pitch to him is a breaking ball high for ball 1. Smith hitting .218, 2 homers, 11 RBIs. The 1-0 check swing, Smith went around. One pitch is lifted to left field. Diodati backing up, close to the wall, now makes the catch while moving to his right.
Well, we talked about how this is a home run friendly ballpark, and certainly that wind today blowing to left field. That one didn't look like Smith got all of it.
It wasn't hit well at all.
It wasn't, but I was surprised. It just kept going back, and Diodati was not too far from that fence when he made that catch, so certainly something to keep an eye on as this game goes on.
2 quick outs for Major, and his first pitch to Dominic Keegan is a fastball for a strike. Keegan catching today out of Vanderbilt. He's burst onto the scene this summer as that pitch is looped into left field right at Diodati for the 3rd out. Major only needs 6 pitches in the first to retire the side. 1-0 Wareham, second inning in a moment.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
One nothing Wareham after 1. And the bottom 3 in the order coming up for the Gatemen, Clark, Brannigan, and Harrison. After Luis Ramirez threw 26 pitches in the first and faced 6 batters.
It was a really good start for the Gatemen offense and putting some pressure on Ramirez, and those first 6 batters all giving him some fits. We saw a good walk from Diodati, even a good at-bat from Crooks. That was a full count before he struck out, and both Gonzalez and Troy all reached. So a good start for those first 6 batters.
The first pitch to Kellum Clark hits him in the back foot. Looked like a fastball that got pulled. Second batter hit. This time it's Clark to lead off the second. Wareham trying to add to a 1-run lead. And Jack Brannigan stepping to the plate. Brannigan at shortstop today for just the 3rd time this summer. First pitch to him is a breaking ball for a strike on the inner half.
Yeah, we've seen Brannigan a lot at third, and talked about how Jarvis and Gonzalez have come alive at the plate. Brannigan batting .360 since July 11th.
0-1 pitch, cut on and missed. Well ahead of what looked like the curveball from Ramirez. Quickly 0-2 to Brannigan. Clark on first, a couple steps off the bag. 0-2 pitch. Grounded up the middle. That's off the glove of Ramirez. The second baseman Hoffman has it, goes to second for 1, and the throw to first is not in time. So Clark cut down at second. Brannigan safe at first. 1 away now in the top of the second.
I'd be interested there. Total just instinct there, I'm sure, from Ramirez trying to go up and grab that one, but just clipped the top of his glove, so actually sort of slowed things down for Hoffman a little bit, and you wonder if they would have been able to make that double play had that one not taken that bounce off of Ramirez's glove and just went right to Hoffman.
Now the 9-hitter Devereaux Harrison at the plate. Takes a changeup inside for ball 1. Harrison in right field today. In 2 games for Wareham, 1 for 3 with a walk. Sort of an emergency entrance in the lineup for Harrison as the Gatemen are a little banged up. That pitch popped up into foul territory near the first base bag. Caught by Bowser. Brannigan racing back to the bag. He was off, and now he's out. Bowser got back to the first base bag before Brannigan could. I'm not sure what Brannigan saw. Maybe it was a hit and run on, but that retires the side. 1-0 Wareham. We go to the bottom of the second on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners. With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
Adam Mazur needed only 6 pitches in the first inning. Now comes back out for the bottom of the second with the Gatemen up 1-0. Jack Sadighian, Owen, Sughrue, Huff, Hoffman, and Luttrell coming up for the Red Sox. Wareham's run in the first off of an error on a pickoff throw to first. Gonzalez was able to score from third as the ball got out of play. Now the first pitch to Cody Huff is a breaking ball low. Huff in right field today out of Stanford. 1-0 pitch. is a curveball, and Huff went around. A ball and a strike now to the right fielder. Huff struggling recently, 2 for his last 20. 2-0 pitch, fastball low. Excuse me, the 1-1 pitch. Now 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, don't blame me, Jack. The home scoreboard here had 2-0 after that first pitch. Had to make some corrections.
That pitch, a breaking ball outside. Now 3-1. Major working at a lightning fast pace. The 3-1 pitch is hammered to left field. Diodati back near the wall, and he's able to make the catch right at the wall. Huff gave the ball a ride to left, but the catch by Diodati, the first out in the bottom of the second.
Well, Diodati been responsible for 3 of the first 4 outs here, and you can see whether it's strategic, those righty hitters trying to pull it to left, or whether it's been just how it's gone so far. That's been effective. Some of those what's looked like routine pop flies to left have been closer than it looks to getting out of here.
Wyatt Hoffman at the plate took ball 1, now swings at a fastball to make the count 1-1. Hoffman playing second base today out of University of the Pacific, hitting .287 with a homer and 8 RBIs this summer. The 1-1 is a fastball on the outer half for strike 2. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the second. 1-0 Wareham. Major continuing his fast pace on the mound. The 1-2 pitch is grounded to the left side. That's off the glove of Brannigan into left field. See how that scored for Hoffman. Was a little bit of a tough hop for the shortstop Brannigan.
Yeah, I'll be interested there to see how that one goes down. I think you're right, Jack. That's one of those that's a tough play, but certainly one Brannigan would like to make. That one, it wasn't impossible. He had a chance to backhand it and just got under his glove.
Chase Luttrell, the left-handed hitter at the plate now. Runner on first, 1 out. First pitch to Luttrell is fouled back. Hoffman was on the move on the pitch. Now we'll have to return to first. And the Hoffman grounder to the left side was ruled an error on Jack Brannigan. Luttrell wagging the bat above his left shoulder. The 0-1 pitch is a fastball right down the middle for strike 2. Luttrell in center field out of Long Beach State on a 3-game hit streak, hitting .238, no homers, 11 RBIs this summer. He also has the only triple on the team, as you pointed out to me before the game, Owen.
Yeah, and funny to see a stat like that. Tommy Troy himself has 3 this season, so he has, I guess, triple the triples of the entire YD roster thus far.
The Gatemen lead the league with 6 triples. Still a breeze out to left field. 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball just outside. 1 on, 1 out in the bottom of the second. 1-0 Wareham. Throw over to first, checks on Hoffman. Hoffman's stolen 2 bases this summer, has yet to be caught. 1-2 the count. Major a look at first. Now from the belt, delivers a fastball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Chase Luttrell. Pretty good crowd, mostly down the third base line here at YD. 2-2 called, strike 3. Got him with what looked like the slider, and there's 2 away.
I think he did go back to that slider, Jack. Just beautiful pitch on the inside corner, and got Luttrell a little bit off balance and looked inside to him, but another great pitch from Major, just his first strikeout of the night, but he's had a lot this season. That's now 24 on the season, so we expect more as this game goes on.
Zach Liu to the plate. First pitch to him is a fastball high. Liu playing third base out of Cal State Fullerton. Struggling at the plate this season, hitting 140. He has 5 RBIs. 1-0 Wareham, 2 outs, and Wyatt Hoffman on first, thanks to a Brannigan error. Throw to first to check on Hoffman.
Well, Liu with 1 double on the season. That came last night. He had a double and an RBI last night in the 4-4 tie to Brewster for YD.
1-0 pitch, a breaking ball upstairs. Skied into the air in center. Gonzalez coming up for it and has the catch easily for the 3rd out. An error for the Gatemen, but the runner left on first. 1-0 Wareham through 2.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to coordinating and delivering the highest quality healthcare services which enhance the health of all Cape Cod residents and visitors. You can expect this level of patient-centered care throughout our entire healthcare system.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience of Chatham Bars Inn, Cape Cod's premier resort and spa. To learn more about Cape Cod's finest luxury hotel, resort, and spa, visit chathambarsinn.com.
Cape Cod Healthcare offers a comprehensive array of medical services delivered by top-notch teams of healthcare providers. Their physicians provide the best evidence-based and proven medicine at their state-of-the-art facilities. If you need them, they'll be there.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the Cape Cod Baseball League and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
One nothing after 2. Owen Sughrue and Jack Sadighian from Red Wilson Field here at YD. Gatemen scoring 1 in the bottom of the first. Tres Gonzalez led things off with a single and ended up scoring. And that's where we stand. After 2, Luis Ramirez still on the mound for the Red Sox. The right-hander. 2.33 ERA coming into the season. First pitch to Tres Gonzalez. Misses low. Back to the top of the order for Wareham.
Gonzalez did a nice job. Pushed a grounder in between the first and second baseman. His first time up.
1-1. He laces into left field. And that gets past the left fielder. Gonzalez running to second, and he slides in safely. 2 hits of so far tonight for Tres Gonzalez. In the top of the first and the top of the third, a single and a double. So the production continues from the center fielder from Georgia Tech.
He can just do no wrong, and we haven't seen him shoot the ball the other way a lot this summer, but does a great job, had plenty of space over in left field, and just pokes it down the line. Hard base running, slides in for the double.
Jim Jarvis, the DH, up next for Wareham. He takes a changeup outside.
Tres Gonzalez has been so good in the leadoff spot for the Gatemen.
Gonzalez on second. The 1-0 to Jarvis, misses low.
And you'd love to add to a one-run lead, and it feels like any relatively well-hit fly ball has a chance to get out at Red Wilson.
It sure does. That left field fence seeming awfully shorter. I believe I heard during batting practice that some of the coaches were, Paul Skeens asked how far the fence was, and they said 340 all the way around.
Yeah, that's about the range.
This changeup misses way high and outside to Jarvis.
It's about 320 to the corners and left and right, about 350, 360-ish to center. But for high-level Division I players, that's not that long of a way.
It's 3-0 for Jarvis. Batting .268 coming into tonight with 6 doubles and a triple. The 3-0 is in there for strike one.
Ramirez has struggled to find the zone at times so far in this outing. Finally got one over to make it 3-1 to Jarvis.
3-1, misses low. That at bat seemed similar to the one from Crooks. Crooks was down 3-0, and then it actually ended up being a big strikeout for Ramirez. But that one, Jarvis is up 3-0, 1 strike, but then Jarvis walks. So it's runners on first and second, still no outs. Up next, it's Tommy Troy. He was hit by a pitch in the first. First pitch to Troy, he shows bunt. It was a curveball that missed in the dirt, and Troy was able to hold off. So it's 1-0 to the second baseman from Stanford. He was 0 for 3 last night. Did have that sac fly RBI. That turned out to be huge in the 1-1 tie to Katuitt. We'll look to Gonzalez at second from Ramirez. He delivers, and that one's grounded to the left side of the infield. And shortstop Lee, that gets through his throw to Hoffman. So coming in to score is Gonzalez, and rounding third was Jarvis. Troy is now on second, still no outs. Runners on second and third. Gonzalez scores for the second time tonight. Gatemen up 2-0.
An error allowed the first run of the game to score for the Gatemen. It was a wild throw on a pickoff attempt, but that error was huge. That had double play written all over it. And Lee, a rare mistake, normally smooth as butter at shortstop, but he muffs the throw to second. A run comes across for Gatemen, and Jarvis and Troy advance 2 bases. That's about the worst kind of error you can have if you're YD.
Well, they had a chance to get 2 outs. And here they are, still no outs. Runners on second and third. And the struggles continue for Ramirez. This has been not the usual start for him. Scott Pickler will come out to have a visit with Ramirez. And looks like we have a pitching change. So with runners on second and third, Gatemen leading 2-0, no outs here in the top of the third. We'll be back in a few moments to explain the pitching change here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings to boats. Village Signs has proudly served Southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all of your coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
And back at Red Wilson Field, a pitching change for the Red Sox. Now on the mound, it's Ross Dunn, the left-hander out of Florida State.
Yeah, Dunn, 2.61 ERA in 7 appearances. He's gone 10 to third, has 20 strikeouts. They need a guy to strike people out because he's coming in with runners on second and third and nobody out in the top of the third. It's already 2-0 Gatemen. Saw a fastball as well as a changeup and a curveball from him in his previous outings.
Coming into a high leverage situation here in the top of the third. The first pitch, that's a breaking ball in the dirt. Well done there from Dominic Keegan, the catcher, to keep that in front of him. Of course, with Jarvis looming on third base, that saves a run.
The Gatemen have done some stuff well, but a lot of YD mistakes in these first 3 innings have helped them out. 2 particularly big errors that allowed runs to come in.
It's 1-0 for Diodati, who walked in his first at-bat in the first inning. Swing and a miss from the left fielder. Evens the count at 1. Diodati, again, like you mentioned, Jack, who didn't play last night. His last outing, that was back on July 24th versus Orleans. He went 1 for 4 with an RBI. A look to Troy at second from Dunn. Now the pitch to Diodati. That's also in the dirt. Another good stop from Keegan. Count at 2-1 though. Looked shaky here with that breaking ball. Missed too low, and Keegan has had to do well just to keep it in front of him. Still no outs here in the top of the third. Troy on second, Jarvis on third. Diodati at the plate. Fastball swing and a miss from Diodati, so the count even at 2 now.
That was the pitch for Diodati. I feel like it's going to be another breaking ball 2-2, Owen.
That last one was the one he likes. We didn't see any fastballs from Ramirez in his first at-bat. And foul tipped into the mitt of Keegan. So Diodati goes down. That's the first out of the inning here in the top of the third. Up next is Crooks, who struck out in his first at-bat. That was in the first inning. Jarvis still on third and Troy still on second. It's 1 out now for the catcher from Oklahoma. That's a big out for the left-hander Dunn, taking care of Diodati. First pitch to Crooks, a swing and a miss.
Well, we don't have any specific stats on it because we don't get those kind of metrics just in summer ball, but the amount of strikeouts the Gatemen have had with runners in scoring position is alarming, and that's been the main problem is they just struggle to put balls in play when their guys are in position.
The 0-1 catches the inside corner. It's 0-2. Yeah, the problems certainly seem like they've been getting the runners in. It's not so much getting the runners on. They've been one of the best teams in the league in that department. But it's scoring those runners who are in scoring position. The 0-2 to Crooks. Fastball misses low.
I think part of it is patience at the plate because you're a little jumpy when you come up with runners in scoring position. You want to put a big barrel on the ball and drive the runs home, but you have to take the same approach as if there's nobody on sometimes. Be patient, wait for your pitch.
The 1-2 to Crooks. Just misses low. Crooks was down 0-2 and count even at 2. He was up 3-0 on Ramirez in his first at-bat and ended up striking out. He was down 0-2 trying to work himself back into a full count here. 2-2. Breaking ball. Check swing from Crooks. Third base umpire says he did not go around.
Whew, that was close.
That sure was. So Crooks indeed is able to work this back to a full count. It's 3-2. Payoff pitch coming from the left-hander Dunn, who delivers. That misses inside. So the bases are loaded. Just one out for Cameron James. Gatemen trying to add some runs here in the third and extend their 2-0 lead.
That was a big-time walk from Jimmy Crooks behind 0-2. Took a couple pitches close to the zone, nearly went around on a check swing, but able to draw the walk to load the base with only one out.
Well, Crooks with an 8-game on-base streak coming into tonight extends that. It's 9 games now as James swings and misses on the first pitch, which is a fastball from Dunn. Jarvis and Troy on second, and after the walk, it's Crooks at first. No balls and a strike for Cameron James. Pitch misses low. James batting 114 coming into tonight. Did have that home run, grounded into a fielder's choice to end the inning back in the first. Ball and a strike for James. And that's ripped into left field. And Luttrell, the out center fielder, backing up. That one's gone. A grand slam for Cameron James. Gatemen on top 6-0. And talk about capitalizing on some opportunities. A huge home run. James taking advantage of this home run friendly ballpark, and that opens things up here for Wareham in the top of the third.
Well, the Gatemen have had a couple hit against them this summer, but now the first grand slam from Cameron James. No doubter to deep center field. I think he knew it off the bat. His second home run now in 3 games, and Cameron James is starting to heat up. Gatemen firmly in front now, 6-0 in the third.
Big home run for James. Up next is Kellum Clark. He took the first pitch from Dunn low. Still just one out. And Clark rips that one foul down the left field line. And interesting when you look back, Jarvis reached on a walk, Troy reached on an error, and Crooks reached on a walk. So no hits, loaded the bases. And then James able to bomb one out of here, and that's all of a sudden 4 runs. It's now 2-1 to Clark. Fouls another one off, evens the count at 2 for the first baseman from Mississippi State. The 2-2. Breaking ball chopped weakly to the left side of the infield. Lou, the third baseman, gathers and delivers a throw that's way off line. First baseman Bowser had to move to his left just to make the catch, and no chance to either make the tag or get his foot back on first. So Clark is aboard, and the base runners continue for the Gatemen.
YD has had a couple of chances in this inning. First, Brooks Lee misses a shovel to second, and now what should have been an easy throw for Lou from the infield grass. He didn't even have a long way to throw it. Misses the bag by a huge margin. And Clark reaches the third error for YD.
3 errors and not even out of this third inning.
This is a team that was about average in fielding percentage and errors in the league. It's not like they committed an egregious amount of errors, but just struggling defensively. Everything going Wareham's way.
Brannigan took the first pitch low for ball 1. And he grounds that one to the left side of the infield. Lee tosses to Hoffman and over to the first baseman, Bowser. That gets past him. So Clark heads back to the dugout, and Brannigan reaches on a fielder's choice, 2 outs, but Brannigan on first for Devereaux Harrison.
Well, Lee and Hoffman knew they didn't have a lot of time. Lee quickly gets it out of his glove to second, and then Hoffman's throw just a bit offline to first. I think Bowser would have liked to have that. But YD does at least get the 6-4 putout.
2 outs for Devereaux Harrison. He takes the first pitch low. It was a fastball low and outside. It's Brannigan on first with 2 outs. Gatemen, thanks to a grand slam from Cameron James, leading 6-0. The 1-0 to Harrison. Breaking ball in the dirt. Harrison took a check swing, but able to hold up. So the count goes to 2-0. Harrison was 0 for 2 last night after coming back from Team USA. He and Paul Skeens coming back. They were with Wareham early in the season. 2-0, misses low.
There were a number of guys that were expected to come to this team from Team USA, but not that many of them ended up showing up, Owen. We got Sean McLean, or got to see Sean McLean, for a few days. And the Gatemen get Harrison and Skeens back, who they had at the beginning of the season, as Harrison takes a strike to make it 3-1. But some of the guys we were expecting to come out, Hayden Dunhurst, Logan Tanner, Carson Palmquist, not here so far this summer and probably not coming.
It's 3-1 for Harrison, who pops one way up, but foul.
And you get that a lot in summer baseball because guys' situations are changing weekly. I mean, whether it's their health, how they're playing, whether they want to come out for a summer. It's been a long spring. They've played a lot of baseball in the summer. Do they want to come out for more baseball?
3-2 to Harrison. Catches the inside corner. It's a strike 3 called. That ends the inning, but the Gatemen add 5 in the top of the third. 4 of those coming from Cameron James off of his grand slam. They lead 6-0 after 2.5 here at Red Wilson Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Back for the bottom of the third, and the first batter, Drew Bowser, rips one into right field. A catch from the right fielder, Devereaux Harrison. YD trying to shake things off here after a big start from the Gatemen. They lead 6-0.
Six runs off of 3 hits. Gatemen have done a good job so far, but they've been helped out by a lot of YD mistakes, 3 errors.
It has not been pretty defensively thus far for the Red Sox. His first pitch to Crew Robinson is a fastball that misses outside. And another one misses high and outside. Adam Major still on the mound for the Gatemen. He's been outstanding as usual, facing just 7 batters through 2 innings. As that one's fouled off from Robinson.
And some of those errors for YD in big moments, a chance for a double play. They had an error that scored a run. Another error on a pickoff throw to first scored another run.
Swing and a miss from Robinson on the high fastball. Count even at 2. Red Sox wearing their home whites, looking almost identical to the Boston Red Sox. Gatemen in their away navies and gray pants. It's called strike 3 to Robinson. Fastball caught the inside corner. 2 away, back to the top of the order. It's Brooks Lee. Major continues his success on the mound tonight.
And his pace is super fast. YD not doing a lot to slow him down. He has moved easily through the first 9 hitters in this order. Now back to the top with the switch hitter, Brooks Lee.
2 strikeouts now for Major. First pitch to the leadoff man, Lee, is in there for a strike.
And the only base runner due to an error.
The 0-1 misses low and outside. Lee out of Cal Poly at shortstop tonight, batting .353 on this Cape League season. 3 homers and 7 RBI. Good breaking ball from Major in there for strike 2. He grounded out to first to lead things off in the bottom of the first for the Red Sox. The 1-2 from Major. Swing and a miss from Lee. 2 straight strikeouts end the inning. And after 3, it's 6-0 Gatemen. Major continues to dominate on the mound. And Gatemen up by 6 here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The law firm of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard, providing families and businesses in the greater New Bedford community with legal services for 40 years. We look forward to serving you. For an appointment, call 508-992-1270. We invite you to learn more about the law firm of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard by visiting our website, lxblaw.com.
Legacy Insurance Agency at 213 Main Street here in Wareham can offer you coverage for all your insurance needs. We have the bundle discounts, the accident forgiveness, the vanishing deductible, no loss, etc. But unlike those gimmick companies, we can quote you with multiple carriers. So forget the lizard and price tool and come talk to a professional. We'll help you find what's right for you. The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit admakepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and
6-0 Gatemen after 3. Owen Sughrue and Jack Sadighian at Red Wilson Field. Back to the top of the order for the Gatemen. Tres Gonzalez, he's 2 for 2 tonight. He's scored twice. And he starts things off here in the top of the 4th. Ross Dunn, the left-hander, still on the mound for the Red Sox. 2 lefties going at it here to start off the 4th inning. The first pitch from Dunn is a breaking ball that catches the inside corner for strike 1.
Gonzalez has 2 of the 3 Gatemen hits, a base hit to start his day, and then a double in the 3rd.
And the 0-1 big sweeping breaking ball just stays upstairs.
And the double he shot the other way, Owen. It was a great piece of hitting.
Like you mentioned, Jack, something we haven't seen a ton is that opposite field hitting. He's been so good at the plate. And the breaking ball catches the inside corner. It's 1-2. But you're right, Jack. I think that's a very good sign for Gonzalez. Well placed. A few feet right of that left field line. And good base running in safely for the double. That one's a chopper to the right side of the infield. First baseman Bowser fields it. And it's a foot race. And Gonzalez wins. He's safe at first. Bowser was trying to decide whether to take care of it himself, toss over to Dunn. And Gonzalez not concerned with that battle, focusing on getting to first place as fast as possible. He ended up getting there first, and he's aboard for the 3rd time tonight.
Nice job by Gonzalez. Just full tilt to first base, and he beats Bowser, who was indecisive at first, and it cost him. 3rd hit of the night for Tress.
Up next is Jim Jarvis, the DH. First pitch is a fastball. Just missed low. It was a good pitch from Dunn, but Keegan wasn't able to hang on to it, so count goes to 0-1. Big breaking ball, catches the inside corner. Jarvis leaning back on that one. The slider from Dunn worked its way back into the strike zone. And the 1-1 to Jarvis goes back to the slider. That one misses low. Jarvis is 0 for 1. He walked in the last inning, that was in the 3rd, and ended up scoring on the grand slam. Swing and a miss from Jarvis on a good fastball from Dunn. He's gone off speed to start things off and goes to the fastball. And Jarvis was behind that one, count even at 2. So here we go with the distinct stance with 2 strikes for Jim Jarvis. With Gonzalez on first. Dunn delivers, Gonzalez goes, and that one's grounded to the right side of the infield. Hoffman fires to Bowser to get the out. Gonzalez safely at second.
Well, a well-executed hit and run for the Gatemen probably would have been a double play, but Gonzalez going off on the pitch. 4-3 put out, but Gonzalez in scoring position.
So Jarvis advances the runner for the 2nd time tonight. He advanced Gonzalez on a sac bunt in his first at bat in the 1st inning. And he advances Gonzalez again here in the 4th with that ground out. Up next is Tommy Troy. He's hit by a pitch in the 1st and reached on an error in his last at bat in the last inning. He takes a breaking ball in for strike 1. Gateman batted all the way through the lineup in the 3rd, from Gonzalez all the way down to Harrison. It was back to Gonzalez to start off the 4th. 1 out, Gonzalez now on second. 0-1 for Troy. Gateman leading 6-0. Slider from Dunn. Plate umpire says Troy did go around, so it's 0-2 for Troy.
Some groans from the Gatemen dugout saying he should have asked for help before making that call.
The 0-2 to Troy. Fastball misses low. It's 1-2. Troy batting .289 on the season with 2 doubles, the team leading 3 triples and 2 home runs. Look over to Gonzalez. Now the throw from Dunn. Breaking ball. Just misses low. Evens the count at 2 for Troy. Troy, as we've seen all season, with the Stanford red, both helmet and batting gloves. He awaits the 2-2 from Ross Dunn. And the left-hander delivers, and that one's popped up foul over the right field bleachers here at YD. Over by the concession stand, so the count will stay at 2-2. Diodati on deck. Troy awaiting the 2-2. That one's a fastball way up high. Troy works himself back into a full count. He was down 0-2. And now the count's full. Gonzalez still waiting on third, just one out. And another fastball misses up high. Troy reaches for the third time tonight. Doesn't have a hit. He was hit by a pitch, reached on an error, and now he walks to complete the trifecta. I suppose he could reach on a swinging strike 3. That might complete things, but he reaches yet again.
You said it on trifecta of ways to get on without getting a hit. Nice job, though. Behind 0-2, works his way back.
Runners on first and second for Diodati, who's 0 for 1 on the night. He struck out in the third. That was the first batter that Ross Dunn, who remains on the mound, faced. And it was a big strikeout, but turns out that James was the one who delivered, of course, with his grand slam. It's 1-0 after a breaking ball for Diodati, and patented late time call from Diodati.
It gets it every time, except for that one time. We always say, except for that one time in Harwich.
So after regathering, left-hander Dunn delivers the 1-0. Fastball hit Diodati on the elbow. So that is the third hit batsman of the night. And Diodati is on board. The bases yet again are loaded. Jimmy Crooks up next. It's Diodati on first, Troy on second, Gonzalez on third. Still just one out here in the top of the fourth.
And Cameron James, who hit the grand slam last inning, on deck.
First pitch to Crooks. He fouls that one over the backstop and over the press box here at YD.
It's been an ugly first few innings for YD, Owen. They've walked 4 batters, hit 3 more. They have 3 errors. Now on their second pitcher. And Dunn's pitch count's already up to 46. He's gone 1 1/3.
And it hasn't been pretty for them at the plate either. 10 hitters through 3 innings. And that one hits Crooks. So Gonzalez will score. Bases will remain loaded. Troy heads to third, Diodati to second, and Crooks to first. And Cameron James having a little deja vu, finding himself with the bases loaded here in the top of the fourth. It's now 7-0 Gatemen.
If he goes back-to-back,
that would be quite something. First pitch to James. Fastball catches the outside corner.
the last guy I remember doing it is Caleb Pendleton from FAU in his debut, his college debut, 2 grand slams. It was in the same inning, so I guess this wouldn't be exactly the same, but back-to-back grand slams.
And that one's ripped high but foul over the right field line.
Pendleton catching for Hyannis this summer.
It's 0-2 to James.
And you have to go for it, right? You have to try and hit the grand slam.
Absolutely. Not a ton to lose. As a fastball is a called strike 3, so it won't be back-to-back grand slams for James. Instead, his Mississippi State teammate Kellum Clark will step in. And Clark would be fine if he were the one to deliver this grand slam. 2 outs,
sure.
base is still loaded.
I'm sure he would.
First pitch to Clark, misses low. It was a back pick to third base from Keegan. And Troy slid in safely. The throw to Lou was a little bit offline, so no problem for Troy getting back.
That was close to getting away, and there's not a lot of help. There's a shift on in the outfield for Clark, a ton of grass in left field. And if that throw gets away, probably 2 runners come in to score.
It's the 1-0 to Clark. Breaking ball misses inside. It's 2-0. Clark was hit by a pitch in the second inning, reached on an error in the third. So it's Troy at third base, and that one's grounded very weakly to the right side of the infield. Dunn gathers, and safely at first as Clark Troy scores. And the runs continue from the Gatemen. The nightmare scenario for the Red Sox. It's now 8-0.
That is just pure hustle from Kellum Clark, a dribbler down the first base line, but he was going as hard as he could for first. And it wasn't like Dunn got there slowly. He got there as quickly as he could and threw it to first, but Clark beats it out.
That ball not very well hit, but perfectly placed. That's the next batter, Jack Brannigan. Takes a fastball for strike one. Brannigan is grounded into two fielders' choices. He's actually reached on both. The 0-1. It's grounded weakly foul toward the Gatemen dugout.
We've seen two runners in this inning. Gonzalez and Clark beat out throws or plays at first, and those have proven instrumental into getting the Gatemen a couple more runs, just continuing to add on to this lead, now 8-0.
The 0-2 to Brannigan. That misses up high. It's 1-2 to the shortstop tonight out of Notre Dame. Came in at a night batting .245, a huge improvement from some of his offensive struggles to start the season, batting .360 like we mentioned since July 11th. As the breaking ball gets past Keegan, so coming in to score is Diodati. It's 9-0 now. Crooks to third and Clark to second. And the struggles continue here for YD. Gatemen have exploded in these first 4 innings.
Yeah, wild pitch just gets away from Dunn and add it to the list. Nothing going right for the Red Sox.
Very different story here for the YD Red Sox than it's been for the Boston Red Sox. Boston Red Sox have been on a roll. It's been awfully tough here for YD.
You were just looking for a chance to talk about Boston, weren't you?
I think I probably was, though I wouldn't like to admit it. It's 2-2 for Brannigan, who pops one foul. Yet again, paying a visit to this YD concession stand. So count remains even at 2, 2 men on. It's Crooks at third and Clark on second. 2 outs. And Brannigan calls for time. Devereaux Harrison waiting on deck. And Brannigan awaiting the 2-2 from Dunn. That misses low and outside. It's a full count for Brannigan. Just one walk this inning for Dunn, but he hit both Diodati and Crooks. Payoff pitch to Brannigan. And that gets past Keegan. So Brannigan heads to first. Crooks comes in to score. It's 10-0. And another visit to the mound for YD manager Scott Pickler. And looks like we will have a pitching change. So with runners on the corners, Gatemen on top 10-0. We'll be back in a few moments to explain the pitching change. Still in the top of the 4th here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Welcome back to Red Wilson Field. Gatemen on top 10-0 here in the top of the fourth. Pitching change for the Red Sox. It's the right-hander Ryan Whitsey on the mound trying to get the Red Sox out of this fourth inning.
Yeah, Wiltsey out of St. Mary's College of California. Delivers a breaking ball for a strike to Harrison. Back to right-handed pitcher for YD. Now the third pitcher in the fourth inning, but 10-0 game. YD just can't seem to do anything right. Gateman only 5 hits for 10 runs.
Goes back to the curveball. One misses low. It's 1-1 for Devereaux Harrison.
And this is Wiltsey's Cape League debut. He's probably actually pretty comfortable. This is a very low-pressure scenario to make your debut.
It sure is. None of the runners on base are his responsibility. None of the runners is his responsibility. 10-0.
Right.
I think you're right, Jack. It's 1-2 to Harrison, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Popped out to the first baseman Bowser, and then struck out in the third. Wiltsey delivers the 1-2, and that's ripped into center field. Coming to his right is Luttrell. He ends the inning, but not after 4 runs from Wareham. They add to their lead. It's 10-0 as we enter the bottom of the fourth here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Clobbered high and deep to right center field, and this one is gone. A home run.
That home run's brought to you by Eastern Propane and Oil. Another scholarship for a deserving youth. Eastern Propane and Oil, we're in your neighborhood.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in sport and recreational management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science, online at www.currycollege.edu. Whether you are recently retired or still working, Fairway Financial can help you create clearly defined retirement income strategies to help protect your wealth, create guaranteed income for life, and provide a legacy for your family. We are committed to earning your trust by thoroughly understanding your goals and dreams and helping you gain greater financial confidence. To learn more, visit Fairway Financial in South Yarmouth or go to Fairway Financial.
We enter the bottom of the fourth. Gatemen on top 10-0. They added 4 more in the top of the fourth. YD Red Sox have been through 3 pitchers. Adam Major, he started. He's still on the mound for the Gatemen, and he has continued his success. Faced just 10 batters through 3 innings. Faces Tanner Smith, the left fielder from Oregon, first, and delivers a fastball low for ball 1.
And he only needed 33 pitches to get through those first 3 innings.
And another fastball from Major. Misses low. It's 2-0. Well, that's grounded through the infield. Gets past the diving glove of Troy. So a single for Tanner Smith. The first hit of the night for the Red Sox. Wyatt Hoffman reached earlier on an error, but the first hit we've seen here for YD.
Yeah, Tanner Smith just getting a chopper that was directly up the middle past Troy. He made a good effort for it.
It's Dominic Keegan, the catcher from Vanderbilt, who steps into the righty's batter's box, and he takes a fastball in for a strike. Keegan's 0 for 1, flat out to Diodati to end the first inning. Look over to Smith from Major. And delivers. That one's ripped into center field. Backing up is Gonzalez toward the wall, and he makes the catch for out number 1, and Smith retreats back to first base. It's 1 away for Cody Huff.
Another ball that I wouldn't say was particularly well hit. I mean, it was solid contact, but it wasn't crushed to center, and it nearly got out. Major's given up some fly balls, but it's been a very good outing once again for the right-hander heading to Iowa in the fall.
First pitch to Huff. That slider catches the outside corner for strike 1. Huff also does some catching. He's at right field tonight. He's actually listed on the YD roster as a catcher.
Yeah, that's mostly where he was for Stanford, but he's been known to play outfield as well.
It's, as we mentioned, the last batter, Keegan, who is behind the plate tonight for the Red Sox, and he and his pitchers have had their miscues. It's 0-1 for Huff. It's out of Stanford like Tommy Troy, and that one's laced into left field. Diving glove of Diodati makes the catch for out number 2. And everything has gone right here for Wareham. Huff heads back to the dugout. It's the 4th catch of the night for Diodati, and another beautiful diving catch, the 3rd from him we've seen this season.
Yeah, he's done it quite a few times. That one might have been the best one yet. Laid out and made the catch. It's tough to dive straight forward and make a catch like that as an outfielder.
First pitch to Wyatt Hoffman, the second baseman. Misses low for ball 1. It's 1-0 with Smith, who let things off with a single, still on first. That one's grounded foul. Hoffman was the only base runner before Smith to lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th to reach. He reached on that error from Jack Brannigan. That was way back in the 2nd. Count even at 1. That one's grounded to Brannigan. Again, it's short, who will toss to Troy. Now we'll get the force out for Tanner Smith. So the smooth sailing continues to roll for the Gatemen, who lead 10-0 after 4 here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Ten 0 Gatemen through 4. Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue. We're back to the top of the lineup. 18 batters in the last 2 innings for Wareham. 9 of their 10 runs in the 3rd and 4th. And Tres Gonzalez coming to the plate. He's 3 for 3 with a couple base hits and a double, and he's scored all 3 times he's reached.
Yeah, Gonzalez leading things off for the 4th time in 5 innings. They hit through the lineup, as you mentioned, Jack, in the 3rd and the 4th. 5 runs in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th. They've been all over YD here so far.
Ryan Wiltsey, the right-hander on the mound. His first pitch to Gonzalez is a fastball for a strike. He got the last out of the 4th. Gatemen with 10 runs off of only 5 hits. A lot of wild pitches. 3 big errors for YD have helped some of those runs come across. The 0-1 is a fastball upstairs.
Yeah, it's interesting, Jack. I mean, certainly the bats have been flying for the Gatemen, but some errors, some walks, some hit by pitch for the Gatemen, and it's not impossible as that breaking ball is in there for, just misses up high to Gonzalez. It's not impossible, that this could be 3 or 4-0 rather than 10.
The 2-1. Check swing from Gonzalez. He did not go. 3 balls and a strike. Tress with 3 of the 5 Gatemen hits on an 8-game hit streak. That pitch lined up the middle through to center. Gonzalez has 4 hits in just the 5th inning. 4 for 4. And another leadoff single for the Gatemen's leadoff hitter, Tress Gonzalez.
Well, you can't ask for more from Gonzalez, and we thought he'd been good in these previous 10 games, batting .313 since July 18th, and 4 for 4 so far tonight. Only through the 5th inning, he's been on fire.
First pitch to Jim Jarvis is cut on and missed. 10-0 Wareham, nobody out in the top of the 5th. Unlikely to get through this whole game due to some darkness that will most likely start to consume the field in the next hour or so. 0-1, swung on and missed. Jarvis 0 for 2, did walk and score in the 3rd.
And you mentioned, Jack, that darkness, both teams might be okay with that. This has not been pretty for YD, and the Gatemen have just been fantastic.
0-2 pitch, missed outside. Still a slight breeze out to left. The 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball just high, 2-2.
It's kind of an interesting delivery, I think, from Wiltsey on those breaking balls. Sort of a tall, lanky pitcher and has sort of a very upright delivery on those curveballs. Start way up high and come back toward the zone.
That pitch is popped into shallow left. Coming on is Smith. He makes the catch for the first out. Gonzalez returns to first, and Tommy Troy heading to the plate. 10-0 Gatemen in the top of the 5th. Not a lot of action going on around the league. Most games haven't started. Catuit and Hyannis, though, scoreless in the top of the 3rd. First pitch to Tommy Troy is a changeup that misses inside. Troy is reached in 3 different ways. Hit by a pitch, then a fielder's choice, and a walk. He scored twice. Wiltsey delivers the 1-0. Curveball high, 2-0.
And there's that breaking ball. Just mentioned it a couple pitches ago, and on some of those curveballs, they start so high and they just don't have a ton of dip. They would need several feet, but some of them have stayed up above the zone.
That pitch cut on and missed, 2-1. If you are a Gatemen fan, you're rooting for Hyannis against Catuit tonight, and you're rooting for Chatham to beat Falmouth. Falmouth walking off with a home run from Christopher Armstrong against Chatham last night. That pitch, a fastball for a strike. 2-2 to Troy. Gatemen playing much better baseball in their last 6 games, 3 wins and a tie. Tied Catuit last night 1-1 in a pitcher's duel. The 2-2 is a fastball low, full count. Gatemen pitching staff has been great this summer. If the bats can do more of what they've done so far today, Owen, the Gatemen are going to be in good shape down the stretch.
That's been the constant all season, the pitching.
Payoff pitch, cut on and missed. 2 away now in the top of the 5th. 10-0 Wareham. Tres Gonzalez, a lone base runner on first. And Owen Diodati heading to the plate. Diodati, 0 for 1. He has reached on a walk and hit by a pitch. First pitch to him is a curveball low and inside.
Yeah, it's interesting. Besides Gonzalez, who's been 4 for 4, Gatemen have just 2 hits. So they have 6 total, 4 of those coming from Gonzalez and 10 runs. It illustrates just what a nightmare it's been defensively for YD with combination of errors and walks and hitting batters.
Diodati takes a couple pitches, 2-0. This pitch upstairs, 3-0. Some changes defensively for YD. Patrick Caulfield in left field for Tanner Smith. Dominique Keegan moves over from catcher to first. Cade Hunter behind the plate as that pitch is called for a strike to make it 3-1. Drew Bowser from first to third. And Tyler Williams in center field. So a couple of changes, meaning 5 new positional changes for YD.
It's a whole new team here.
3-1 pitch. Missed inside. Diodati draws his second walk of the day. The 5th walk from the YD pitching staff. And there are runners on first and second with 2 away. 10-0 Gatemen in the top of the 5th. And Jimmy Crooks coming up. Recorded an RBI after being hit by a pitch in the 4th. He also walked in the 3rd. First pitch to Crooks, curveball low. If you look at this upcoming schedule for the Gatemen, 2 more games against Eastern teams. Chatham and Brewster at home. A day off and then 6 Western Division games. That pitch swung on and missed. 1-1 to Crooks. Those 6 Western Division games are going to be key, but you want to rack up as many wins as you can both tonight and then in the next couple games before those games that carry more swing against Western Division opponents. The 1-1 is chopped fouled on the third base line.
Yeah, that stretch got at Katuitt. Home versus Bourne, away versus Bourne, home versus Falmouth, and then away versus Falmouth. And then finally home versus Hyannis. That's the stretch we talked about. And you mentioned, Jack, that the Gatemen need a run. If there's any time for a run, that is the time to do it. Katuitt and Falmouth, of course, teams that they're competing with most.
Cold, strike 3 on Jimmy Crooks. That retires the side. 10-0 Gatemen through 4.5.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. This summer, all 10 teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From the Cape to the majors, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin.
Feel the power of a GMC. Test drive one today at Robertson's GMC, down on Cranberry Highway.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other.
10-0 Wareham. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Jack Sadighian, Owen, Sughrue. Adam Masier is still on the mound. And despite the pitchers we've seen from the YD pitching staff, Masier's been a constant so far, as his first pitch to Patrick Caulfield misses low for ball one. Going to see a number of new batters after all the changes from YD here in the bottom of the fifth, as that pitch misses low, 2-0. Masier only needed 43 pitches to get cleanly through 4 innings. 2-0 pitch, breaking ball low. He's given up 1 hit. We'll be interested to see how long he goes into this outing. 3-0 pitch is a fastball for a strike at the knees.
Yeah, the longest Masier has gone this season, that's 5 2/3. That was at Orleans, his only outing when he's given up a run.
3-1, chopped foul down the third baseline. Caulfield's first at-bat in his Cape League career. From UCLA, an outfielder where he played in 35, starting 19 games. As that pitch is a called strike 3. Looked like he got him with a changeup inside for his 4th strikeout. 1 away in the bottom of the 5th.
And that sequence just sums up so much of the night so far. Caulfield was taking his gloves off on his way to first base, and after he'd taken 2 or 3 steps, it's a strike 3 called, so another strikeout from Masier, and 1 away.
His first pitch to the next batter's low. That pitch upstairs, now 2-0. Zach Liu at the plate. Flew out to center his first time up. And that pitch misses inside, 3-0. Masier was behind 3-0. The first batter ended up striking out Caulfield. And that 3-0 pitch is a strike. Fastball on the inner half. Masier works very quickly. The 3-1. Popped up. Foul territory, right side. Kellum Clark coming over from first base in front of the Gatemen dugout. He makes the catch for the second out. Drew Bowser coming to the plate now. 2 outs, nobody on. 10-0 Gatemen in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Bowser is a slider low.
It's been a bit of a tough season at the plate for Bowser. He was 0 for 1 and just 1 at bat last night. Flat out to right in the 3rd.
That pitch fouled back, 1-1.
And batting just 170 on the season. Does have a double and a home run.
Gatemen a run in the first, 5 more in the 3rd. Helped by a grand slam from Cameron James, and then 4 runs in the 4th. The 1-1 is roped foul to right field and started to drift away into foul territory and out of play. A ball and 2 strikes to Bowser. Masier looking for his 5th clean inning. Here's the pitch. And that is past the diving glove of Brannigan. Ripped into left field for a base hit. Second hit that Masier's given up. And Bowser reaches with 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. Gatemen in control, up 10-0. And we're back at the bottom of the order with Crew Robinson, the DH.
Just the 2nd hit of the night for the Red Sox. 2nd given up by Masier. Now that foul ball, Bowser got a good piece on that one. Just twisting foul over the right field line and threaded the needle there on the left side of the infield.
Robinson takes a fastball outside for ball one. Struck out looking his first time up. The 1-0. A fastball down the middle. 1-1. Measure a glance at first. The 1-1. Foul tipped into the mid of Crooks. 1-2. Calm afternoon at YD. Breezy, nice day with some cloud cover. Normally the sun beats down on you here. 1-2. Missed just low on a fastball. Last time these two teams will meet in 2021, barring any postseason meeting. YD starting to fade in the Eastern standings, though. Well behind Brewster and Harwich. That pitch fouled over the left side. Brewster in first at 21-4-3. Or excuse me, 17-8-3. Harwich in second at 16-8-4. They've won 4 in a row. And YD at 11-11-7, and most likely going to lose this one. And they were in first for much of the beginning of the season, but have really struggled recently. 2-5-3 in their last 10. The 2-2 is fouled off. That was a laser down the line and right out of our view, but the umpire throws his hands up with the foul signal. The right corner is out of our field of vision here at YD.
Yeah, it's interesting how the standings differ between the two divisions. Of course, it's so close, as we've talked about all season, between Falmouth, Wareham, and Katuitt in the West. And it's just a little bit more spread out throughout in the East, but much closer between the top and the bottom.
The 2-2 is swung on and missed. Measure with his 5th strikeout. That'll retire the 5th. 10-0 Gatemen on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Ten 0 Gatemen through 5. We head to the top of the 6th. Jack Sadighian, Owen Sughrue. Another pitcher on the mound for YD. Their 4th tonight. It's Ryan Patel out of St. Louis University.
Yeah, Patel, the right-hander, for the Red Sox. Pitched just 2 innings so far this season, and he's had a tough start, gave up 10 runs combined through those 2. He had a good season this past year, though, at St. Louis. 4.4 ERA and 14 1/3, so just getting his feet settled here in the Cape Cod League, and a chance here, like we mentioned with some of the earlier pitchers, Jack, and not a high leverage situation, has a good chance to try to get some good innings and try to get that ERA down and get settled here in the Cape League.
Cameron James at the plate. First pitch to him is a breaking ball low. James 1 for 3 with the grand slam in the third, the first for Wareham this summer. A no-doubter to center that James pimped. The 1-0. A one-hopper to the third baseman Bowser. His throw to first is in time. Bowser moved from first to third, makes a nice play on his first opportunity in the hot corner. 1 away in the top of the 6th. 10-0 Wareham. Kellum Clark heading to the plate. 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the 4th. Beat out a dribbler down the first baseline. We've seen some much more encouraging things from the Wareham Bats, Owen, over the last few games, as the first pitch to Clark misses high and outside. 6 runs against Orleans. Got a homer from Cameron James and some better situational hitting. Of course, only 1 run last night, as that pitch is cut on and missed to make it 1-1 to Clark. But a little bit of bad luck with Jarvis slipping on what would have been a second run around third. And then a big start to tonight. 10 runs in the first 5 innings.
Yeah, this so far has been the cherry on top to a great stretch offensively. And like you mentioned, a close one last night and very nearly a 2-1 win. But just not quite, but a good rebound through 4.5 here at YD.
That pitch outside, 2-1. Update on Katuitt and Hyannis, tied at 3 in the bottom of the third. Hyannis has been playing much better baseball recently, especially offensively. That pitch swung on and missed. A nice breaking ball.
Yeah, we certainly saw that the last time the Gatemen visited Hyannis. That walk-off on what was a very good game. A tough game for Wareham, but a good 5-4 win from Hyannis. And like you said, Jack, they've really been playing much better as the season's gone on. Still not a ton of wins, but playing much better baseball.
The 2-2. Fastball low. Full count. And this is the stretch that matters. Only 8 games after this meeting with YD. Payoff pitch to Clark. Cut on and missed. Clark strikes out. And there's 2 away in the top of the 6th. 10-0 Wareham. Nobody on base for Jack Brannigan. Brannigan reached for the first time on a walk in the 4th. And the first pitch to him is swung on and missed. Oh, 1 to Brannigan. Cut on and missed. A nice breaking ball. Quickly 0-2 to Jack Brannigan, the shortstop from Notre Dame.
Yeah, Brannigan, he's 0 for 2 on the night. He has reached all 3 times. Mentioned the 2 fielders' choice. And then he walked in the 4th.
0-2 pitch. Fouled off. Pretty good crowd at YD tonight. Most of the fans down the third base line. YD averages almost 1,000 fans on the nose for every home game. Actually one of the lowest in the league, which is surprising. The attendance has been really high this summer. Love to see the fans come out and watch some Cape Cod baseball. As that pitch is grounded to the right side, backhanded by Keegan, and he steps on the first base bag for the 3rd out. First 1-2-3 inning all night for YD. 10-0 Gatemen through 5.5.
The Mezzaluna Restaurant is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving some of Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Does your insurance agent know you by name, analyze your stats, and help you with your game plan? If the answer is no, then it's time to draft Morse Insurance. Their local team will get to know you, assess your risk, and develop a strategy to protect your home, auto, or business. Visit us online at morseins.com. Morse, of course, has your back.
The Cape Cod Baseball League would like to welcome our new sponsor, Mosquito Mary's, a locally owned, family-operated business that provides all-natural mosquito and tick control services. Call 866-ASK-MARY or go to mosquitomarys.com. Mention the Cape Cod Baseball League and get your first treatment for only $29.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
What's up, Gatemen fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gatemen.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gatemen gear today.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's. 866-ASK-MARY. Or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
10-0 Wareham through 5.5. Adam Mazur's day is done. Another great outing for Mazur. 5 scoreless innings. He only gives up 2 hits and records 5 strikeouts. And in to replace him is Ethan Chenault with the Gatemen comfortably in front, 10-0.
Yeah, Chenault, the right-hander out of UNC Wilmington, has a sinker, curveball, slider mix. Comes into tonight with a 5.91 ERA, pitched 10 2/3, and has 8 strikeouts.
He'll start off against the switch hitter Brooks Lee, who will hit left-handed against the righty Chenault. And his first pitch is a fastball that swung on and missed for strike 1. Brooks Lee 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Had a great stint with Team USA, hit .306. His 5th game back now as that pitch is lifted high to center field. Gonzalez back at the wall. This one is gone. Brooks Lee's 4th home run of the season. His first since coming back from Team USA. And the Red Sox are on the board 10-1 in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, not the start that Chenault wanted, but for the Red Sox, feels awfully good for them, certainly to at least get on the board. It had been incredibly quiet offensively. You mentioned just the 2 hits through 5 innings, and they'd kept Brooks Lee in check, and the home run finally puts them on the board.
First pitch to Tyler Williams, fouled back. He replaced Tanner Smith in the outfield and now getting his first AB of the game. That pitch, a breaking ball for a strike, 0-2. Some wholesale moves defensively for YD as that pitch is fouled off. So you'll see some new hitters come up throughout these next couple innings. 10-1 Wareham, nobody out in the bottom of the 6th, 0-2. Fouled away yet again.
We have Williams batting .125 on the season. He has scored 3 times, has 12 strikeouts in 32 at-bats.
That pitch caused Williams to duck as it gets to the backstop. Williams hitting 125. No homers or RBIs on the Cape League summer. That pitch grounded to the left side, backhanded by Brannigan, and his throw to first is in time. Smooth play from Brannigan at short.
Well, I can't help but be reminded of that earlier play. That was off the bat of Wyatt Hoffman back in the second, and Brannigan tried to backhand that one, and that one just got under his glove. And this one here, he was very careful, make sure he had that one secure, and we've seen a lot of good plays from Brannigan in the field, mostly from third base, but good play from him there, throwing across his body to get the first out.
First pitch to Dominic Keegan is swung on and missed. One out, nobody on in the bottom of the sixth. YD finally on the board after Brooks Lee's solo home run to center. The 0-1, a fastball inside. Keegan 0 for 2 with a fly out to left and a fly out to center. The 1-1 missed inside. 2-1. Breaking ball outside.
Chenault with just a few loose pitches so far. We saw one get way above the glove of Crooks and just settling in, it looks like.
That pitch grounded up the middle. Brannigan has it on the move and flicks it to first for the second out. 2 straight 6-3 putouts for the first 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth. Nobody on for Cody Huff. He's 0 for 2. Couple of flyouts to left. The last one, an excellent catch by Diodati, diving straight forward to make the grab. And the first pitch to Huff is a sinker for a strike.
And his first at-bat, that was to lead off the second inning. That one also to Diodati. We've seen a few well-hit balls to left field, or as he swings and misses on the 0-1, count goes to 0-2. Balls that actually don't seem too well hit off the bat, but just sort of improve as they get in the air with that wind blowing to left field.
0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Huff held back. Some Olympic medal counts. Japan leading the gold medal count with 8. United States with 7, and China with 6 gold medals. United States with 14 medals overall, as the 1-2 is chopped fouled on the third baseline. And 5 of those medals thanks to some Georgia Bulldogs. Heard that's a great school down in Athens, Georgia. The 1-2, a breaking ball outside, 2-2.
That's pretty good. You said 5 of the 14 medals
yeah,
total, is that right?
All
wow.
in swimming. There was, at the beginning of the Olympics, a medal count just up for the University of Georgia. It was in the top 3. That pitch is hit well to left field, deep. Diodati on the move makes the catch. YD on the board with the solo home run from Brooks Lee, but Wareham still well in front, 10-1 through 6.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedoms. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as Southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer, South Coast Healthcare, plus something more.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
And welcome back to Red Wilson Field. Gatemen on top 10-1. Owen Sughrue and Jack Sadighian. As we enter the top of the 7th inning, Devereaux Harrison leading things off. Still on the mound is Ryan Patel for the Red Sox. First pitch, Devereaux takes inside. A good snag from the catcher, Cade Hunter. Was an explosion in the 3rd and the 4th.
No
was
kidding.
5 runs and then 4 runs. Opened things up. Patel delivers a fastball low to Harrison. Harrison 0 for 3 on the night tonight. It's now 2-0 to the right fielder for Long Beach State. And he takes one up high. Harrison also did some pitching this past season for the Dirtbags, which is really their mascot, not to say anything about the Long Beach State baseball team. It's 3-0, and that one's in for a strike. It was off the glove of Hunter, but right down the middle. Count goes to 3-1.
And their head coach, Eric Valenzuela, just got extended through 2026. Congratulations to him, running a great program. We've seen a lot of Long Beach State guys in the Cape this summer, plenty in this game.
We sure have, as Harrison will reach for the first time tonight. He draws a walk. And it's back to the top of the order. Tres Gonzalez trying to continue his hot streak. 4 for 4 on the night tonight. 3 singles and a double.
But we saw Luis Ramirez, who had a tough outing but has been good all summer, start the game for YD on the mound. Devereaux Harrison, who just walked from Long Beach State. Chase Luttrell, who was in center field to start the game for YD, a dirtbag.
Always feels a little weird saying it, I've got to say. I just like saying Long Beach State, and we'll leave it at that. As Gonzalez takes the first pitch, it's a fastball in there for strike 1. Gonzalez singled in the 5th, and that was the only time tonight he hasn't scored. The 0-1 is a breaking ball, stays up high for Gonzalez, evens the count at 1. Gatemen on top 10-1 here in the 7th. Check swing from Gonzalez, called strike from the home plate umpire. Count goes to 1-2. It's 1-2 for Gonzalez, with Harrison awaiting on first. And that one stays up high, evens the count at 2. You mentioned some of the Olympic medal counts in the last inning, Jack. United States with 14. That trails China, who I believe leads right now with 18. But many of those for the United States coming from University of Georgia Bulldogs. As that one's grounded to the left side of the infield, Lee tosses to Hoffman to get Harrison, and the throw over to Keegan is not in time. So a well-hit ball from Gonzalez. He reaches for the 5th time, the first time he doesn't record a hit tonight. He's on first. It's 1 away for Jim Jarvis.
Nice play from Brooks Lee. Diving stop and then the flick to second for the 6-4 putout. Seen a couple nice plays from him after he made a big error in the 3rd inning.
First pitch to Jim Jarvis is outside for ball 1.
Yeah, but those 5 medals for Georgia. Go Dogs. Chase Calise and Jay Litherland got the first 2 medals for the U.S. in the Olympics as Jarvis swings and misses to make the count 1-1. That was in the 400-meter individual medley. They went 1-2. And the U.S. now with 14 medals, but 5 of those from the University of Georgia.
Well, that's pretty good, as there's a strike in there to Jim Jarvis. So, University of Georgia leading. They would be 8th right now in the entire medal count if they were their own country. So not too bad. As Jarvis rips one to right field. Backing up is Cody Huff, the right fielder. And that one is gone. The first home run of the season for Jim Jarvis. A 2-run shot that scores Gonzalez and Jarvis. It's 12-1.
There we go. Jarvis has been close a couple times, but finally gets his first home run of the Cape League season. A 2-run shot to right field. And he was due for one at some point. Nice job by Jarvis. 12-1 Wareham, Owen. The Gatemen continue to roll.
Jarvis making this home run friendly field look even friendlier. His first pitch to Troy. He takes a check swing, just fouled off. Caught him up by the hands. It's 0-1. The Gatemen dugout very excited on that last home run for Jarvis. Again, we mentioned his first of the season. And his teammates very happy for him. The 0-1, another check swing from Tommy Troy.
Another Olympic storyline. Philippines winning its first gold medal, Owen. 100 years of trying for the Philippines, and they get a gold medal. What a moment for that nation, yeah.
Incredibly exciting, yeah, weightlifting. And the first gold medal ever for the Philippines, as that's a called strike 3 to Troy. He didn't like the call. Wants to join in on the fun tonight with so many batters coming alive. Troy has reached 3 times. He does have 2 strikeouts in his last 2 at-bats, so he heads back to the dugout. Up next is Owen Diodati.
But it was Hidalin Diaz, excuse me on the name, I hope they got the pronunciation right, making history with that first gold medal for the Philippines.
First pitch to Diodati misses for ball 1. Diaz won gold in the 55-kilogram category of women's weightlifting. She also set an Olympic record with her combined weight total of 224 kilograms across the 2 successful lifts.
How many pounds is that?
My guess is that's around 500.
Is that what it is? About 1 kilogram or 1
I believe
point
so,
something?
right? 1 point something, 1.1 or 1.2 kilograms. 2-0 to Diodati, misses up high.
So 1 pound is 0.45 kilograms, so about 500 pounds. Yeah, you almost hit it on the nose, Owen.
Wow, I'll take that. I'm pretty happy with that. A couple kilos off. That's the 3-0 to Diodati, misses low. He's aboard for Jimmy Crooks. Diodati walks for the second at-bat in a row.
I've had a couple of those this summer, Owen, where you just do some quick math in your head, like it just comes right to you.
Well, sometimes it's on, sometimes it's very off.
Okay.
Sometimes it's very off.
Modest approach.
So it's Diodati on first for Crooks, who's 0 for 2 on the night. 2 strikeouts, walked, and a hit by pitch. That one gets past the glove of Hunter. Diodati will waltz over to second base. He's in scoring position for Crooks with 2 outs, and the Gatemen on top 12-1.
Good news if you're a Wareham fan. Hyannis ahead of Cotuit 8-3 in the bottom of the fourth. Falmouth and Chatham just getting going. They're in the top of the first, scoreless.
Can't really get much better so far tonight if you're a Gatemen fan.
Well, Falmouth losing would be nice.
Exactly. It's 1-1 to Crooks with 2 outs and Diodati on second.
If Cotuit loses, Wareham would move ahead of them in the standings, but if Falmouth lost, and Wareham would stay behind the Commodores, but they would be right there in the points per game.
And that'll be the interesting metric as the season goes on. That's the one to pay attention to as Crooks fouls that one off.
It's the only metric. I mean, that's the one.
That's the one.
With Bourne already clinching a playoff spot, there's one more up for grabs between Falmouth, Cotuit, and Wareham.
And it was interesting, right? To start the season, we thought that it would just be bad luck with the rainouts.
Right.
1-2 misses outside, and that seemed a little outrageous. Maybe it comes out even in the end, but there could very easily just be some incredibly bad luck. So good adjustment to this stat, perhaps, make things a little bit more fair.
Well, at first they said it was just if you get rained out, then tough.
Right.
And we were like, okay.
2-2 to Crooks. He rips that between the first and the second baseman. First hit of the night for Crooks. Diodati will stay at third. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for Cameron James. So Crooks extends this inning. Gatemen have already scored 2 off of the home run for Jim Jarvis. And the right-hander Ryan Patel will walk back to the mound after another base hit for the Gatemen. And looks like the Whitey pitching coach will come out for a visit with Patel. So it's Cameron James awaiting whatever comes next, and Patel will head back to the dugout. So another pitching change. It will be the 5th of the night for the Red Sox. Gatemen on top 12-1 when we come back here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gatemen.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all of your coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands, and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
Back at Red Wilson Field, another pitching change for the Red Sox. It's Eli Morse on the mound now for YD. The right-hander comes into tonight out of Portland, trying to settle things down on what's been a tough night so far for the Red Sox.
Yeah, now the 5th pitcher, and they're not even through 7 innings. Gatemen get 2 in the 7th off Jim Jarvis's first home run of the season. That was a dugout favorite so far tonight. But Morse out of the University of Portland, a 1.92 ERA in 3 outings. He's only thrown 4 2/3 innings, so we haven't seen a lot of him this summer. But the Red Sox just hoping he can eat up outs and get them through this game. Darkness cannot come fast enough for the Red Sox dugout.
He will face Cameron James, the third baseman out of Mississippi State. He's 1 for 4 with a grand slam in the third. First pitch from Morse to James is a curveball that misses low.
Another score update. Orleans ahead of Bourne, 3-0 in the top of the second.
Could disaster be striking for the Braves? I think it's impossible.
Well, if they win tonight, they're in. They're already in, but if they win tonight, they clinch the Western Division for the first time since 2014.
It's 1-1 to James. That one's another breaking ball that misses low. Count goes to 2-1 with Diodati on third and Crooks on first.
A loss tonight, though, would be their first back-to-back losses this season.
2-1. Fastball misses low and away.
And they had a controversial call in Harwich last night. A ball hopping on the warning track over the fence ruled a grand slam.
Wow. As that one gets a piece of James. Another hit batsman. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. Kellum Clark. Excuse me, that one thought it got a piece of James, but that one ruled ball 4, so same result, but bases loaded. I appreciate the correction. It's Kellum Clark up next. And he takes one in for strike 1. Clark has reached 3 times. He was hit in the second, reached out an error in the third. Singled in the 4th and then struck out in the 6th. So, like Tommy Troy, he has reached in several ways tonight. The 0-1 misses outside. And we're talking about the Olympics earlier, a few new sports this year in Tokyo. 4 new sports: skateboarding, surfing, karate, and sport climbing making their Olympic debut.
Those are all awesome sports to have, too.
Pretty interesting to watch. I saw some of the skateboarding a few nights ago. I didn't do much of that growing up. Really had no idea what was going on, kind of thing.
But still fun. Karate is a cool one to watch. I'm not sure how they do the scoring for that.
It's 1-2 for the first baseman, Clark. And the breaking ball missed way up and outside. Another good play from Hunter to keep that in front of him.
What were the other two, surfing and?
So it was surfing and sport climbing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what sport climbing's about. I assume it's just who can climb the fastest up a rock wall or something.
I think you're exactly right, actually. That one's fouled off. I sort of assumed it would be American Ninja Warrior type, but I think you're more on it. Climbers scale a 15-meter wall filled with a variety of holds. And speed is a race to the top on the predetermined holds. That one misses outside, makes the count full for Clark. And the Czech climber Adam Ondra. He's completed some of the most difficult outdoor climbs in the world. He's the favorite to earn gold. Another foul from Clark. And also Slovenian, and I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong, and I apologize. I believe it would be Janha Ganbre, has a similar resume and done very well in the World Cup circuit. of sport climbing, the World Cup circuit of sport climbing. I can't say I knew too much about that before tonight, but always good to learn new things. Another foul from Kellum Clark. One of the cool things I always think about the Winter Olympics and some of the sports there. Curling is one that comes to mind, and people who have, full-time jobs besides what they do, and on the side they're Olympians. Yet another foul from Kellum Clark.
The Olympics just chock full of cool storylines, as it always is. Japan and the United States facing off in the gold medal match for softball. In a pool play game, the U.S. walked off against Japan. It was a meaningless game because they were both already playing in the gold medal game. But some good momentum rolling into that championship game.
Absolutely payoff pitch, swing and a miss from Clark. So that ends the inning, and it is time for a well-deserved stretch here at Wed Wilson Field. Gatemen on top 12-1, bottom of the 7th when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
The Gatemen would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gatemen players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
(12-1) Gatemen as we enter the bottom of the 7th. Ethan Chenault still on the mound for Wareham. Gatemen added 2 more in the top of the 7th off the first home run of the season from Jim Jarvis. And Chenault will face Cade Hunter, the lefty, first here in the bottom of the 7th.
Cade Hunter came in to catch in the 4th inning for YD.
He swings and misses on the first pitch. It's 0-1.
And Hunter out of Virginia Tech, 116 hitter so far this summer.
And that one's ripped to right field, and that is no doubt about it, a home run. So 2 solo home runs, only source of offense for YD so far. But that one was absolutely ripped to right field. Devereaux Harrison in right field could just watch that one as it went into the trees. And that's the first home run of the season for Cade Hunter. Cuts the lead to 11. Excuse me, to 10. Excuse me, it's much closer than I thought. My apologies, I'm sorry. And a swing and a miss from Patrick Caulfield.
It's neck and neck, Owen. You got to get the score right. I'll say if there's a silver lining to take away from this dark cloud of a game for YD. It's been the 2 solo shots. Only 17 home runs coming into this game, despite playing in such a hitter-friendly ballpark.
And the ground ball to the right side of the infield. Let's make the play for out number 1.
Yeah, nice job by Brannigan moving into the middle of the field to retrieve the chopper and making the throw to first. He's made some nice plays since his error. But their home run count, 17 coming into tonight, was second to last in the league. Not what you want when you play at Red Wilson Field.
Very surprising in a field like this. His first pitch is a breaking ball to Zach Liu, and you would expect, too, with that prevailing wind blowing right out to left field. Should be pretty home run friendly. The Gatemen have certainly taken advantage of it as the breaking ball misses low and outside. Gatemen with the grand slam from Cameron James and the home run from Jarvis. And now I suppose 2, both from Brooks Lee and Cade Hunter. So the Red Sox figuring some things out as well, just not with the runners on base that the Gatemen have had.
Yeah, Gatemen have hit 5 home runs in 16 innings here at Red Wilson.
Breaking ball misses low and outside. It's 2-2 for Zach Liu. 1 out, nobody on. Gatemen on top 12-2. And that one's looped into left field. Diodati coming forward. That one will drop. Second hit of the inning. This one's a single for Zach Liu, his first hit of the night. And some of the few remaining fans here in YD bringing out the cowbell. Has really emptied out here at Red Wilson Field, but
it has.
A few loyal fans for sure.
Crowd cut in half.
His first pitch to Drew Bowser. Fouls that one off.
And that catches our producer Harrison's car. That's the 3rd foul ball he's been hit with this summer. And the 2nd here at Red Wilson. So congrats to Harrison.
Some bad juju here at YD. 4 foul balls and finding Harrison's car.
Well, at least it didn't hit the windshield, just went off the top.
I did hear a boink, and then I heard an oh my God from Harrison, and I thought, what's going on? And then I realized that that's his car.
And he's gone. We're producerless.
So it's Jack and I taking care of things, running the show here at YD. We'll certainly let Harrison take care of his car. That's more important. It's 2-1 for Drew Bowser. So our apologies if any technical difficulties come around. It's 2-2 off of the swing and miss from Drew Bowser. And Harrison, he did just park in the same spot that he did last time.
He parks with no regard for the foul ball. Right by the field every time.
Minimize the walk, maximize the chance for a foul ball hit on the windshield. Thankfully, that one bounced before. Swing and a miss from Drew Bowser is out number 2.
Well, and it's nice for us because we have to carry a lot of gear.
And it's not our car, so.
Well, it's nice that he's willing to park so close.
It's very nice. Taking one for the team. Hopefully no damage. We'll keep you updated on that situation as well. 2 outs and a man on first for Crew Robinson, who swings and misses on the first pitch. Or excuse me, takes one outside. And the 1-0, that's in there for a strike. Fastball from Chenault. Chenault giving up 2 home runs. Both solo home runs. Those 2, the only source of YD offense so far. And that one's knuckled into the left side of the infield. And James will collect and toss over to Troy to get the force out, taking care of Lou, who was on his way to second. After 7, Gatemen on top 12-2. Top of the 8th coming up on the Gatemen Baseball Network. And the game just called after darkness, and I don't think either team complaining. Gatemen on top 12-2, and it was a tough night for YD. It was a great night for the Gatemen. And, of course, no lights here in YD as Ron Polk and Don Sneddon shake the hands of the coaching staff for the Red Sox. And it was a great night, both offensively and defensively. So we'll come back. We'll toss it to the postgame. We'll be back in a few moments to wrap things up here from YD on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
The Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5-cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys.
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports.
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce.
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos, but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
We are final at Red Wilson Field. The Gatemen, a 12-2 win over YD, called after 7 innings due to darkness, which we are perfectly happy with on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Wareham improves to 11-14-5. The Red Sox drop to 11-12-7, going under 500. They are now 2-6-3 in their last 11 games. Owen, everything went right for the Gatemen, and everything went wrong for the Red Sox tonight. It was just all Wareham from the get-go.
It really was. There's 3 errors on the night for the Red Sox, and the Gatemen just capitalized on every single opportunity they had. I think one of the ones that sticks out certainly early is that grand slam from Cameron James. That was back in the 3rd inning, and that really opened things up. After 2, it was 6-0 Gatemen, and they really never looked back after that. They were excellent on the mound. Adam Major has been unbelievable. He just dazzled again tonight, going 5 innings, scoreless, just 2 hits and 5 strikeouts, and on a night when they didn't need much help on the mound, they got it, and they were excellent at the plate, too. So just like you said, Jack, they had everything working, and it was one of those nights for YD where it just felt like they couldn't get anything to go their way. Some of the bounces, again, that the Gatemen didn't need still went their way. So a really good night for Wareham and a tough one for the Red Sox.
Major gets his 2nd win of the season. He has now only given up a single run through 23 2/3 with 28 strikeouts. Pretty good for Adam Major so far this summer. The best ERA in the league, just got a little bit better. We'll move down from 0.48 to whatever it is after this outing, something really good, probably 0.43 or something in that range. But let's break down this game. The scoring started in the first for Wareham. Tres Gonzalez led off the game with a base hit and then was brought in on an error on a pickoff attempt throw to first.
Yeah, that one just one of the mistakes. Again, we talked about there were some couple home runs for the Gatemen, but that one at the time you think, well, this is sort of a gift for the Gatemen. Gonzalez able to score on that missed pickoff attempt from Ramirez over to Drew Bowser at first base. So Gonzalez scored, and that was the first sort of domino to fall. That got things started on the mistake from YD defensively. And then after that, the bats started to come alive. But again, going back to that moment, that just felt like another miscue for the Red Sox. And the error scored the run and sort of set the tone for the rest of the night.
The 3rd and 4th is when things got ugly. In the 3rd, Tres Gonzalez led things off with a double. Then 2 walks in a fielder's choice. Later, Cameron James comes to the plate and launches a ball to center field, a grand slam that put the Gatemen up 6-0. And the Gatemen wouldn't look back from there. In the 4th, another 4 runs come across off of 2 hits. But the 12 runs for Wareham off of only 7 hits. And they scored their first 10 off of 5 hits. It was YD mistakes, errors at a big time, some wild pitches as well that helped the Gatemen out.
Yeah, it sure was. And just looking back to the 4th inning, Troy, Diodati, and Crooks all scored. Troy drew a walk. Diodati was hit by a pitch, and so was Crooks. So many of these mistakes and so many of the runners on base could have been avoided for the Gatemen. And that was one, it was just a tough night pitching, and then the errors just added on. So we talked a little bit earlier about how, it seems that it would have had to have been incredibly bad luck for the Gatemen not to be leading this game at least, but it seemed like a lot of bad luck exacerbated some of the problems for YD. It felt like it could be, a 2 or 3 run game at the end of this rather than a 10-run game, but it was one of those, like you said, Jack, just everything going right for Wareham and exploding offensively, something we haven't seen a ton so far from them this season, but they were fantastic at the plate all night tonight.
YD got a couple of runs off of 2 solo homers. Brooks Lee, a home run, and Cade Hunter, his first home run of the season. And a first for Jim Jarvis. His first home run in the 7th inning, a 2-run shot to right. That was really cool to see. He's a dugout favorite and one of our favorites in the broadcast booth as well. Everyone was happy for him with that.
He sure was. Jim Jarvis incredibly excited about that one, as were we, as was the entire Gatemen dugout. And that was one of my favorite parts of the night, seeing just the dugout reaction for Jim Jarvis on that home run. They were as excited for him as he was, and a really exciting night for him, and hammered one over the right field fence. So he's been so good offensively in these past few games. This last stretch, again, coming into tonight, had at least 1 hit in 9 of the last 10 games and continues that tonight. His first home run of the season, and a great sign for him and the entire Gatemen team with that home run tonight.
Some score updates tonight. Hyannis ahead of Cotuit 13-3 in the bottom of the 5th, and Chatham ahead of Falmouth 2-0 in the top of the 3rd. If you are a Gatemen fan, you are rooting for those results to stay right where they are. A Cotuit loss puts the Gatemen in third in the West, while a Falmouth loss will nudge up the Gatemen even a little bit closer in that points per game for the second and final playoff spot in the West, Owen. It's really going to come down to it now. 8 games to go. 2 East Division games for Wareham, but then 6 Western Division games, and every game gets bigger as we get down the stretch.
Yeah, it sure does. And tonight, again, we talked about just at this game, you can't really ask for much more as a Gatemen fan. And even now, looking around the lead, Hyannis absolutely smashing Cotuit, and Chatham and Falmouth, that one, of course, that's early, just in the third, but Chatham on top there. So even around the league, everything going the Gatemen's way tonight. So they just look to continue that, and in this huge next stretch coming up, they'll need a little bit of luck. They'll need more performances like tonight, and if they're able to get some of those things, it will look awfully good, still awfully close, but their chances improve with every night like tonight in getting into that number 2 seed for the playoffs in the West Division.
Called for darkness at Red Wilson Field. The Gatemen defeat the Red Sox 12-2. Wareham now 11-14-5. And the Red Sox 11-12-7. Adam Major gets the win for the Gatemen, his second of the season, and they will return to action tomorrow at home against Chatham. First pitch at 6:45 p.m. Be sure to join us on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Pre-game show will start about 10 minutes before that first pitch. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on this Monday night in South Yarmouth. For Owen Sughrue, I'm Jack Sadighian. Everybody have a great Monday night.